What is the most satisfying way you saw a smirk get wiped off someone's face? This happened during my senior year of high school. There was this kid in my physics class named Tyler who thought he was God's gift to academia. Rich parents, expensive clothes, always bragging about his dad's connections at Harvard. Tyler had this habit of making everyone else feel stupid. Whenever someone got an answer wrong, he'd do this little smirk and shake his head like he was disappointed in humanity. He'd make comments like, "Really? That's elementary stuff," or "I learned that in middle school." Our physics teacher, Mr. Peterson, was this older guy who'd been teaching for 30 years. Super patient, never got rattled by anything. Tyler clearly thought Mr. Peterson was just some small-town teacher who didn't know real science. During class, Tyler would interrupt lessons to correct things or add unnecessary details just to show off. He'd say stuff like, "Well, actually, at the quantum level," and then launch into explanations nobody asked for. The worst part was how he treated this girl named Emma, who sat behind me. Emma was really smart but shy, and she'd sometimes ask questions during class. Every single time, Tyler would turn around with that smirk and say something like, "Seriously? We covered this last week." Emma eventually stopped asking questions altogether. You could see her confidence just disappearing week by week. This went on for months. Tyler's smirk became like his trademark. He'd wear it whenever he got the highest grade on a test, whenever someone else struggled with a problem, whenever Mr. Peterson had to explain something twice. Then came our final project presentations. We had to research and present on any physics topic we wanted. Most kids picked basic stuff like magnetism or simple machines. Tyler, of course, chose quantum mechanics. He spent weeks telling everyone how complex his topic was, how he was basically doing graduate-level research. That smirk was practically permanent on his face. The day of presentations arrived. Tyler went first, naturally. He had this elaborate PowerPoint with fancy animations and college-level equations covering every slide. He started his presentation with, "I chose quantum mechanics because frankly I was bored by the elementary topics everyone else picked." Classic Tyler move. That smirk was in full effect. For 15 minutes, Tyler threw around terms like wave-particle duality and Heisenberg uncertainty principle while clicking through slides of complex math. He was clearly trying to impress everyone with how smart he sounded. When he finished, he had this satisfied look on his face like he just delivered a TED Talk. He looked around the room like he was expecting applause. Mr. Peterson just nodded and said, "Thank you, Tyler. Now I have a few questions." Tyler's smirk got even bigger. He probably thought this was his chance to really show off. "First question," Mr. Peterson said calmly. "You mentioned the Schrödinger equation several times. Can you tell us what the psi symbol in that equation actually represents?" Tyler's smirk flickered for just a second. It represents the wave function of the particle." "Good start, but can you explain what that means in practical terms?" Tyler started stumbling. "Well, it shows the probability of where the particle might be." "Might be where, exactly?" You could see Tyler's confidence starting to crack. His answers got more vague and confused. Mr. Peterson kept asking follow-up questions, each one more specific than the last. "You showed this equation for quantum tunneling. Can you walk us through how you'd actually calculate the transmission probability?" Tyler was sweating now. The smirk was completely gone. He was just staring at his slides like the answers might magically appear. Well, you would need to take your time." The silence stretched on forever. Tyler was frantically flipping through his notes, but it was obvious he'd just copied everything from Wikipedia without actually understanding any of it. Finally, Mr. Peterson said, "It's okay, Tyler. Why don't you sit down?" But he wasn't done. "Emma, could you come up here for a moment?" Emma looked terrified, but she walked to the front of the class. "Emma, you wrote in your journal last week about having trouble with wave-particle duality. Can you explain to Tyler what you figured out?" Emma's voice was quiet at first, but then she started explaining the concept in simple, clear terms that actually made sense. She drew diagrams on the board showing how particles behave differently when observed versus unobserved. Tyler's face went completely red. The kid who'd been making Emma feel stupid for months was now getting schooled by her in front of the entire class. Then Mr. Peterson dropped the real bomb. "Class, Tyler's presentation was very flashy, but he made 17 factual errors. Emma's journal entries over the past months show a deeper understanding of quantum mechanics than anything we saw today." Tyler looked like he wanted to disappear into his chair. "This is why we don't memorize big words to impress people. We learn concepts to understand the world." After class, Emma came up to Tyler and said, "If you ever need help with quantum mechanics, just ask. I'd be happy to explain it." She said it with genuine kindness, no sarcasm at all. That was the most satisfying smirk wipe I've ever witnessed. Tyler never interrupted another class again.